Wow. Okay. So, hello to all my concept thinkers. Mr. J. Howard here with Concept Business Success. Sorry, I'm so rough today. Um, I was working on a few different projects, and one thing we noticed was we had a lot of behind the scenes kind of items going on, and we haven't really had a chance to take a break and breathe and try to get that stuff out to the YouTube channel, and start letting all of my concept thinkers kind of know what's going on. So it's going to be a really rough video, just real raw and uncut. Let's see, probably limited to no edits, hopefully, just to make sure you all kind of know what's going on. So let's see. Now I have shown a couple projects. We are just about ready to release some good reads for you on wholesaling, new construction, rehabs and remodels, etc. Just really going into detail of how I find my deals. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about lending and partnerships throughout the whole real estate process, and definitely go through some walkthroughs. One thing I found out in this deal is when you're dealing with inspectors, you got your inspectors coming to look over what contractors are doing and make sure that it's right. Of course, not just for you and for your own safety, but of course, that end buyer. A lot of times, you just have to make sure that you notice the patterns. Doing it right is always top priority, don't get me wrong. But you'll also start noticing patterns between inspectors of what they look for in different areas. So that helps you to not only learn, but to make sure that your contractors are doing the absolute right thing. And you'll start getting more and more familiar with those items so you don't make those mistakes next time, which is always great. We talk about by the book and making sure that your things are in the right place. So I've been trying to share more photos as of late, especially on things like rough ends, maybe some finished work, and just kind of how I go through my whole design process. I'm in the office alone today, y'all. So let's see. And then we'll share some. So we got an ebook coming out about wholesaling. Again, just kind of going through that whole process, what I learned about wholesaling, what I would love to continue to show others as I continue my journey with wholesaling as well. Nothing wrong with making a little money while you are, going through your deals, whether it's flips or new construction, etc. We have a course coming out, so I'm excited. It is going to focus on wholesaling as well, maybe the first part. And then I think, and I'll have to check on this later on throughout the year, we'll be ready to release the course on new construction and rehabs. Again, how to evaluate deals. Is there a deal there? What things you need to do? Maybe discussing contracts with contractors. Some negotiation tips when you're going through that, especially if you're doing deals with great volume. Making sure that you pick some contractors that align with your goals as well. And making sure that you go through the deal kind of in a process that makes sense to make sure you're saving money, not giving all your money away, losing all your profit, maybe to interest from a bank or in time, which is your most valuable asset. So we'll go into a course about that. And I believe we're splitting the courses on new construction and rehab. So that way you can go back to it and use it as hopefully as a resource as you need to going throughout the process. And then outside of that, we'll probably go into a little bit. I'll share some details on, your partnerships with your realtor. Make sure you get the house sold. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about staging. So people can, to help your end buyer come in and visualize. And that's probably a little bit more so for tips for a conversation for your realtor. I know for me, I have Kiesia sales of the properties that I rehab and do new construction with. So she has a good line with our stager, as well as I do. And they kind of collaborate. I kind of share the vision with her. She talks with the stager, etc. Or I'll talk with them, whatever, to make sure that we collaborate on the vision for the process or for the property. But make sure you find a stager that can think on their own too, because you want to make sure that that process, the image that you're trying to get out, definitely goes. Right now, the market's crazy, right? But I still say don't take advantage of it. I hear people in this industry all the time say, you sell a block of dirt, for 300,000 right now, and it's probably true. But you also want to make sure that you are keeping anything that you stamp your name to. I know if Concept Properties name is on it, I want to make sure that we stamp it with our approval, in a sense that it's turning out the way that we saw it in the beginning. And then I think I already mentioned this. Like I said, we'll talk about some partnerships and stuff. And then most importantly, guys, even with the course, the ebook, etc., we're going to make sure that we continue to launch relative, great, inspiring, educational, informative videos. All right. I want to do better. That's one of my top goals this year. And of course, I'll be shaved up, trimmed up, and all of that before I come to you all. But I want to make sure that I am posting content that you can use. I can't tell you how much, research, reading, little YouTube here and there, following some very motivational people on Instagram. I think I watched the Life Uncontained video series, and just a whole bunch. My TV stays on HDTV, unless right now the Knicks are in the playoffs, so I take a look at that quite a bit. But, I do book reviews, so I talk about a lot of the books that I've read. But that was helpful for me getting started in this industry. And so I want to make sure that I can contribute that way. If you are following me and you're looking into getting involved in, real estate and in whichever aspect that is, that it could be helpful. So just wanted to give you all a quick update. Like I said, excuse me, I just had to jump on. I'm super excited. I logged on and I'm seeing several of the videos are like several thousand views, or all going up to like 2,000 views a piece or something crazy. I'm seeing a host of comments and replies and just feedback that's been so encouraging. And I feel horrible because I feel like I've neglected everybody by not logging on and doing what I'm supposed to do here. So that won't happen again. We'll get on it. We'll make sure that we get this content out because it's important, it's helpful, and hopefully you can use it to your advantage. So super excited. MrJHoward here again. I have on a good friend of mine house shirt from his campaign. But yeah, let's work and get some information to you. All right. If this video is helpful, and I know it's just a couple tidbits of information, really just talking about the future, make sure that you like, subscribe, and yeah, see you later. Thank you.